What up, nerds? Bujo Head Jody here. I have been bullet journaling since 2017, and I would like to share my 2021 June monthly spreads with you. So welcome back. We did catch up. I was on time. And then, I don't know, life hit. Things got a little crazy. So we're getting June a little late. However, Pride Month can be, all the time. So welcome to a Pride themed journal. I'm actually really proud of this one. I am bisexual, so hitting close to home. I think this is the first time I've ever done like sort of well, I guess Halloween counts, but like more of a holiday. Ooh, wow, yeah, I am bisexual. Halloween, woohoo! You know. So we've got a bunch of different flags. And we're starting off here with obviously the Progress Pride flag here. But there's gonna be a lot of color. There's some pages that we have in this one that are just gonna be basically full. So I'm really excited about how it turned out. It was really cute. So we're gonna start off here with our Progress Pride flag. And I'm actually going to use this for a little mini calendar. There's a lot more sort of planning and spacing out to be done this month. So it did take me a while to put all these spreads together. It's definitely a lot more effort than in most, and since I'm using these mild liners, some of the colors are not exactly correct, but they were as close as I could get. I think I have most of the mild liner sets, so if anyone has any questions on which exact colors I used, let me know, but mostly just tried to match as close as possible. So we got our little mini calendar going here. If you can't see because it's a little too small, as always, I'm starting my weeks on a Monday. So to go along with the mini calendar, we're also going to have a simplified calendar, sort of an overview. And this one is going to be in the lesbian flag. Definitely read up on sort of like the progress from the lipstick lesbian flag to sort of this newer, so this is the more simplified, I think, version of the modern all lesbian flag. Although I'm sure the internet will correct me if I'm incorrect. I forget which rule that is, but I do love that rule that the fastest way to get the correct answer on the internet is to state the incorrect answer. So I am using the 5 colors to denote sort of the 5 different weeks here. They're not all equal, so sometimes, obviously, and this is going to be a theme as well, all of the sort of ratios between the stripes on all the flags are not going to be exactly correct, but the color theme is there. I think it looks really cute. It goes really well. So we're gonna fill that out with the first initial of the day of the week, and then the date. And I'm not using really any other colored markers on this, so I just have my black. It's a Staedtler fine liner. Everything I'm using will be in the notes section. And then to start off the right side of this spread, we're doing a header here that is, I'm doing actually the original design of the pride flag. So it has that pink up there at the top, and we'll also include the light blue. Really interesting history there. Go ahead and look. I think how it evolved into this 6-color pride flag was that they got rid of the pink because that was a hard dye to find, and then they got rid of the blue because it was easier to make a 6-colored, like, manufactured flag than it was a 7-colored sort of like mass produced flag. I can't tell you what the colors all represent though, so I apologize. You're gonna have to go look that up for yourself. So, but I do like the extra colors. I think they're very, very nice. And I have definitely tried to do rainbows in the past, not necessarily like pride specific. I think I did it for a February a couple years ago, and they came out very poorly. I think I didn't use the correct like tones. Like I think my red was much too light, like it was too pinky. And so like I tried real hard, but it didn't come out correct. So we're putting June in a little script, and I've got my white jelly roll pen. Just do a little highlight. Can't see it real well from very far, but it's a nice little pop when you look at it up close. Now, so I've got a couple smaller flags here. I was trying to actually use as many of the different flags as possible, and I was also taking into account, you'll see actually if you watch my weekly spread video, I needed a certain number of flags to cover the certain number of sections, and so this little flag here, which is the, what is that, demi-romantic, I don't usually put this header here. It says summary there. It's for, if you've ever seen any of my videos, this is for the summary of all of my accounts. So for my financials. So I usually don't have, anything more than a header for the month here. But because I didn't need to include it, but I wanted to include all the different flags that I was going to use later. I put in this little demi-romantic flag, and then the asexual flag there for the like total difference in all of my accounts. All of the differences I label as delta because I'm a big nerd. That is one thing about bisexuals that I don't actually subscribe to is that I can do math, so I do it very well. And I enjoy doing math, actually, which is why this bullet journal even exists. So, it's mostly it's a fun little hobby, fun little activity for me to do, and it's mostly me just writing down numbers about my accounts, my money, my what I'm doing with my checking, and this first little section up there, which is the 9-binary flag, is my assets. So stuff like my checking, savings accounts, and I have to keep track of my cash. Only up to full dollar amounts, though. I do not keep track of pennies. And then the second section is the gender fluid flag. Lots of similar pinks are used in a lot of these flags, and so I tried to get them as close as possible, but I think a lot of the pinks that they give you in the mild liner sets are very similar, and there's actually not, it does look good in that flag up on the top, but there's no real good red, you know? Everything's very pink. So tried my best, and I think it looks good, but it's definitely not the true colors. But those are my debts in that gender fluid flag. They are all the credit cards that I use. I don't actually have any like debt that I keep around. Everything is paid off. I just play that credit card game, so fun little hobby. And then the last section down at the bottom, which is the transgender flag. Those are my targets for the month. It's for my budget and for the hours that I work my regular job. Then the next spreads are going to be an expansion of those targets, which are the hours and the budget. I keep track of exactly what I do every day. I track every penny, and actually I have an app to help me do that as well. So the first section, we're going for the pansexual flag. Which, it's, you know, I'm an older bisexual, so I kind of just went with that by default, because, like, pansexual wasn't really a thing when I was growing up and coming out and figuring myself out. But it's funny, with putting together these spreads, I was never a big fan of the colors of the pansexual flag. And now I really like it. I think that it's well balanced. It looks really cool. So shout out to all my pan lovers out there. Also, like, come on. You get all those fantastic puns, like, but yeah, so that will be the section that I will put the hours. So every hour that I work, the running total, and then I do our payroll, so I actually know exactly all like the tax calculations for that, which so then I can calculate every day what my income would be if I just stopped working for that month. And then the difference from the day before, which is the increase, the last column there. Currently putting together the headers, so that's going to say hours and budget. The first little one, hours, is of course the demisexual flag, which are fantastic colors, by the way. Love green. That and blue are some of my favorite colors. And then the aromantic flag for the budget header. Very cute. I kept it to most of the flags that are sort of like the ones that could easily, they're just stripes, or, they have that little triangle. So this is not a complete coverage of all of the flags that could possibly be used. I also, interestingly, did not use the traditional pride flag. I've got the progressive one and the historical one, but not the simple 6-color one. And then for the budget section, which will be me tracking all of my expenses, any sort of money moves that I do, really. A lot of it is, probably about half of it is just me making note that I have paid my credit cards off. But yeah, this section will be the bisexual flag. So we got a little one here. And then on the right side, a big one. I am using one other color pen, which was actually really helpful. This is this lighter gray that I'm doing the vertical lines with. I was definitely trying to keep, because the mild liner colors were so varied, I was trying to keep my pen colors really simple, and it was actually really helpful. I've noticed, because this year I have all these new pens, all these new fine liners in a bunch of different colors, and I found that I really enjoy using them as more like subtle background colors, either things that are going to match, or using this lighter gray. Not necessarily as sort of like the premier star of the spreads. I still like using these mild liners, the sort of marker colors, as the pops of color that you're really going to pay attention to. So yeah, these fine liners are much more useful as sort of the supporting cast. So I'm using it to denote the columns. And here, for my budget, I use date, amount, account, the total, running total of each of the accounts, the description of it, and then the budget. So that's all the spreads that I have for the monthly. We're gonna put our little flag on, and of course I have to use the rainbow and the bisexual flag portion of the rainbow. So yeah, that's June monthly. Thanks for hanging out. See ya.